Hi, welcome back to the channel. In this video, we are going to discuss about map, filter and reduce operations, or these operations are used in the pipelines, creating the data pipelines. Now, data today in the 21st century is the most important thing in the world, right? So, when the companies collect this data through mobile, web, or through social media and other platforms, they need to make these data into some useful data. So basically they need to convert their data into something or arrange their data into something, or you can say in other words, structure the data so to gain some meaningful insights from those data to advance their businesses, right? So these map, filter, reduce are the three operations that are always used wherever the data is collected and it is transformed. Now here we are not going to discuss about the real life applications, but we are going to discuss about how these operations work and what is their importance. Also, it is also important from the point of view from the interview. Okay, so let's begin. Now, in Java, these map, filter and reduce are part of the stream API, correct? So these are the higher order functions. Now, higher order functions are those functions, higher order functions. These are the functions which take functions as parameter. Okay, so till now we would be taking object as parameter, we were taking primitive data types as parameter or list as parameter, but in Java, in stream API, or in the previous video we have discussed about lambda expression, right? So through these concepts of Java programming, functional programming or lambda expressions, the concept of higher order functions got introduced in Java. So these functions take function itself as a parameter, okay, and we will see in this video how do we do that. So let's take a very simple and interesting example. Okay, now let's consider we have a integer array, and this array is let's name this array as profits. Now this profits array contain the profits of various companies. So suppose 1000, 2000, 5000, 4000, 7000, 3000, 10,000, 6,000 and again 2000. Okay, so we have some profits of various companies. Fine. Now what we have to do is we have to calculate the tax collection. Now the problem statement can be like this: tax collection of the companies, okay, are collected when the tax is applied on them. Now let's suppose the tax rate is suppose 25%, okay, and the rule is tax is applied only when the profits are greater than equal to or greater than 5,000. Okay, that's a very simple rule. You can take any rule as per your wish. To explain this map, filter, reduce thing, I am taking this example. Now conventionally, how would you do that? You would iterate the whole array, correct, and then you would apply the condition that if any element which is greater than 5,000, we will apply 0.25, we will multiply that element by 0.25, we will store in a variable and add that and continue to add all the tax that we are getting, and finally we will get the tax collection. So that's using for loop is a conventional way. Now let's understand using higher order functions or using functional programming. Okay, So how do we do that? So in previous videos, we have discussed about stream API as well as lambda expressions. So we will be using stream APIs. We will be streaming the arrays. So arrays are nothing but collection of elements, or you can say collection of data. So let's see how we can stream our data. So we will write arrays. This arrays is a class, static class from java.util package. Okay. So arrays dot stream, and then we will pass profits. Okay. Now after we pass the profits, we need to first filter out all the elements which are greater than 5000, right? So what does this stream function will do? This will give us one element at a time. Okay. So first it will give 1000, then 2000, then 5000. So one after the other it will stream the data. So stream the data means one after the other the data is coming. Okay. So we need to filter out. Now we are getting one single profit at a particular instance of time. So what we will do is we will say we are getting one profit. So profit is an argument to the function we are going to write. Now here filter is a function which expects a method. The signature of this method is it takes one argument and it returns a boolean. So we are getting profit and we will return a boolean condition. So what is our condition? This profit should be greater than equal to or greater than 5000. So we have done our filter, right? Now next case is we have, when we are getting all the profits which are greater than 5000, we need to apply tax rate of 25%. So we need to transform those data, right? So for that we are going to use map function. Now we are going to use map to double. Why double? Because we will be using we will be multiplying by 0.25, which will be a of data type double. So we will be use map to double, so we don't face any error regarding the typecasting. Okay. Now again, when this filter is applied, it is applied on one single function and it returns, after filtering out the data, it returns the data. So suppose we are getting the first data which we get is 7000 because it is greater than 5000, right? So we are getting this data. So basically we are again getting the profit which is greater than 5000. Now what we have to do with this profit? We have to profit into 0.25. Perfect. So we apply this profit into 0.25. So what till now we have done? The stream function was giving us one profit at a time. Then filter was checking, okay, we are getting the profit which is greater than 5000. Okay, then it was sending it to map function. If the profit is not greater than 5000, it ignores it or it throws away. Okay. Now after map, we have to, whatever the map is giving us the profit, we have to collect this or store this this profit, this tax which we are getting. And what we have to do with this? We have to add all these. So we will be using reduce function. So initially the tax collection is 0, and then to add the numbers we take two numbers or two profits and then we say A plus B, and that's all. Fine. So we have created basically a pipeline. So in a pipeline we are streaming the given array which contains the data. This data is getting, from this data the elements are first filtered out one by one. As the elements are filtered out, one data passes from here, then this data comes to filter, then from filter that particular data comes to map, then when that data is transformed it comes to reduce and it gets added to the previous one, right? So this is how it works, and then we collect it to a variable. So let's write text collection. Okay, so let's do print this text collection. Just a minute. Text collection. Okay, and now let's print it. So when we print it, we get 5750 as our text collection. Now maybe you are new to this Java world. Okay, this higher order functions and map, filter, reduce, and all things. So you may say, how I know or how do I trust that this is working, or whether this pipeline actually works. So let's work in a conventional way. Okay, so let's work in a conventional way. Let's verify our work in a conventional way. In here, we will take a variable as profit equal to 0, in which we will be storing our profit. Then we will use for loop, and we will iterate using enhanced for loop. So profits, okay, we will apply if condition. So if I is greater than 5,000, just profit will be equal to, or profit will be equal to profit plus I into 0.25. So element into 0.25, right? And then outside the loop, we will be printing our profit. Now we are taking the same array. Remember, this is the same array on which our goal is to get the text collection. This is we are doing using Java 8, using Stream API through building the pipelines. Here we are doing using the conventional Java way, or object-oriented way, or procedural way. So let's see if the answer is same or different. So as you can see, the answer is same. The only thing is the first one is more acceptable in real terms. Why? Because double is always used whenever in finance, in banking, in tax collections. Okay, where if you see those data, you will see that double is used, that decimal number is used. So this is more better way to do this, right? So through both way, conventional way and Java 8 way, we are getting the same result, but the difference is, if you see this, I just make it more clear. Okay, if you see this, it is more readable. Okay, this whole part is more readable. Why? Because if any new developer comes in, so it will understand that, okay, so first we are streaming the data, then we are filtering it by using this condition, then we are converting this data to using this condition, and then we are finally doing the operation to reduce down this data to a single unit. Now here also, of course, it will understand, because this is a very simple code, so nothing big. But if your code complexity increases, then writing a lot of logic here will only create a mess. Suppose you want to apply 5 filters, so you will write 5 if statements, that will be very messed up. But using 5 filter functions, you can easily do your work in the same time. Okay, so there is no much overhead for using the filter operation, and it will be more clear. Okay, the first filter do this, second filter do this, like that. Understood? So this is important from the learning perspective, from interview perspective, and from real life applications perspective also. Okay, and also you can apply this in the string. So I do this for a string. Let's consider a string array, a simple string array. Suppose I have my, you can say my home is great. Okay, so everyone's home is great, of course, no doubt in that. Okay, so how do we do that? Now, since it's a string array, what we need to do is we need to concatenate all the strings. So if you try to do using Java conventional way, then you need to apply a for loop and do that. You can try in your on your own ID. I will go by using Java 8 method. So arrays dot stream str, arrays dot stream str, we are streaming it. Now what we are going to do is we are going to apply map. You can directly apply map because we don't need to filter anything, we just need to concatenate. So we will take a string and what we will do is s dot to uppercase, or maybe you can maybe convert to uppercase, or maybe you can convert all to lowercase. So I'm just for your convenience or just to understand how map also works, I'm applying it. And you can then write dot reduce. Now first you pass an empty string, then you say first string comma second string, and then you concatenate by using plus operator and you collect it. So you get a string here. Okay, if you print this string, you will get my home is great. And even if you want to remove this, there's no problem in this. You can just do this, and after doing this, you will get my home is great. Oh, sorry, my home is great. Okay, so on arrays, on list, on map, everywhere you can apply this this map filter reduce, and you can solve the problems very easily and in a very readable way. Okay, so this is one of the best practices in Java in modern world. Okay, you need to know these concepts and this practice. So that's all for this video. I will see you in the next interesting video. Till then, bye bye.